Let's get more on the dollar and the trades off a weak dollar. Let's bring in Peter Schiff of Euro Pacific Capital. He joins us tonight from Stanford. Peter, it's great to see you.
Yeah. You know, first of all, I don't want to go broke. I don't care if it's in an orderly manner, right? So if you're telling me the dollar is going to lose value, but don't worry, it's orderly, I'm not going to stick around for it. I'm going to buy gold. I'm going to buy euros, Swiss francs, Singapore dollars, Australian dollars. I'm going to get out of Dodge. I'm not going to stay here and get shot.
In terms of the dollar falling to uncharted territory, which is what you say, what does that mean exactly? What sort of levels are we talking about?
Look, I don't know. It's a bottomless pit. You know, normally when we've had these meetings of the G7, G8, now G20, when they come when the dollar is making a record low, which it's doing, normally the talk is we're going to prop up the dollar, we're going to have coordinated intervention. Now the talk is let it drop. We're not going to interfere. We're going to let the fundamentals determine exchange rates. Well, if the fundamentals determine the dollar's exchange rate, it's going a lot lower, and it is not good news for Americans.
Hey, Peter, it's Joe. Let's try and just put this in simplistic terms for the viewers. What about just, you know, when you talk about buying some of these foreign currencies, I don't know necessarily if a lot of our viewers can reach out and do that. Let's go here and just talk basic. You like gold. I agree with you on gold. Is it still okay to own the miners here?
I think it's more than okay. I still think these stocks are cheap. And, you know, it's not difficult, especially for CNBC viewers, to buy foreign currencies. Every time you buy a foreign stock, you're buying a foreign currency. There are all sorts of ETFs that own currencies. I mean, getting out of the dollar is a lot easier today than it used to be. I mean, when people got out of the dollar, the last time we had a precipitous decline, which really was in the 1970s, you didn't have all these vehicles. So it's a lot easier for people to protect themselves. They just have to realize that the tools are out there and use them before it's too late.
Peter, it's Karen. Would you also be doing something in oil if you think the gold trade is maybe a little crowded?
Well, I mean, I'm doing something in oil. I own oil all around the world. I'm even developing oil wells here in the United States. I mean, look at the prices. Cotton today hit an all-time record high. I mean, the price has doubled since, I think, April of last year. And, you know, commodities, look at where copper is. Commodities are going to go higher. And, you know, I think part of the joke about this whole G20 meeting is, you know, we're there with Timothy Geithner. We are the world's biggest debtor nation, and we're giving economic advice to the creditor nations. I mean, I said before, it's like an F student giving advice to honor students on how to improve their grades.
Well, they continue to throw money into this economy, though, Peter. I mean, that's the other side of this, because TIC flows into the U.S. assets continue to be at record highs. So, guys,
well, you know,
still see this as a safe haven. I'm not going to argue with your investment thesis because I'm in those trades as well as an emerging markets investor. I believe that, but you can't say that these people think we are F students over here.
Well, you know, there's a lot of precedents for throwing good money after bad money when you're caught in a losing trade, and that is the emotional situation right now that the world is in. They are taking a huge hit on their dollar holdings. It's getting worse every day. The tendency is to throw good money in there, to try to prop it up, average down, do what they can. But at some point, like every good trader, they are going to throw in the towel. They are going to cut and run. And that is going to happen. And maybe the G20 meeting just told us that they're in the process of doing that.
Peter, we got to leave it there. Thanks so much.
Sure.
Good to see you, Peter Schiff. And, of course, Peter's latest book, How an Economy Grows and Why It Crashes. You can also, by the way, if you haven't gotten enough of Peter, listen to him every night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on www.schiffradio.com. That's 1350 a.m.
Schiff Radio.
In Connecticut. I didn't know there was a Schiff Radio, but Radio Free Schiff. That's, so you can catch more people there.